Damn it, we lost her. And welcome back to Valkyria Chronicles. Last time I left off, we escaped from Brule. Now, we are Chapter 3.
In March of 1935, the Empire began its invasion across Gallia's eastern border. Maximilian, commander of the Gallian invasion front, built his army around mobile armor. Ghirlandaio and the other fortresses along the border fell to his tanks in quick succession. Brule's fall in under 2 hours was typical of villages in the Empire's path, and the road to the capital bore a steady flow of refugees. Randgries, Gallia's capital, a town secure and stable since ancient times. Within its walls stood the castle Randgries, and within its unicorn spire resided Cordelia, Gallia's princess. Supporting Gallia's policy of neutrality was a system of universal conscription. Under it, all schools required military training each year. In the event of a war, citizens were then drafted into the militia to defend their country. As the conflict with the East grew worse, both Welkin and Alicia found themselves no exceptions to that fate.
So these are my new digs. Oh, my uniform. I should get changed before reporting in. Better get ready now. Flares, binoculars, a compass, and a map. Everything you need for a nice hike. Or combat.
Oh.
Welkin? Can I come in?
Sure, it's open.
Oh, you're already changed too. Let's see. Not bad, not bad. You look good, actually. So, how about me? Do I look all right in this? Convincing?
Let's take a look. Yeah, you look fine. You wear it like a pro.
Really? You're not just saying that?
Of course not. You look tough. I like it.
Oh, good. I was worried it looked kind of silly.
No way. That plating on the back? It's like a coleopterate exoskeleton. Beetle-tastic.
Coleo what? And did you just say beetle? Welkin? What kind of girl wants to hear that she looks like a bug?
Huh? Not just any bug. A rhinoceros beetle. King of the insects. Who wouldn't want that?
You're just making this worse, man.
Uh-huh. I guess I'll just try to take that as a very Welkin sort of compliment.
Well then.
Tell me about that scarf. You've been wearing it since I met you.
Oh, this? It's part of my uniform from the bakery.
Is that right?
I don't want to forget the time I spent busting my buns baking. I plan to keep wearing it until I can get back to manning the ovens again.
That's great. Once you do, I'll be first in line to get some of that bread.
Okay, Welkin.
Is that a promise? Well, I'll be sure to have plenty of it ready and waiting for you.
Absolutely. Hey, if you're ready, we should probably go see the captain now.
boys, girls, this is a point in which we learn more about military life.
Come in. Excuse me, ma'am. Galleon Militia Enlistee Welkin Gunther, reporting for duty.
Ma'am, Galleon Militia Enlistee Alicia Melchiot, also reporting for duty.
I'm Captain Eleanor Varrot, commander of this regiment. Gunther, you're promoted to lieutenant. You'll be leader of Squad 7 now.
Ma'am!
Enlistee Melchiot, you're promoted to sergeant. You'll be under the lieutenant's command. Understood?
Ma'am!
What do you know? It is you. Nice coincidence, huh, Welkin?
Another main character.
I had no idea that you'd enlisted. Yep. Now that there's a real war going on, I joined up. Pretty much all the officer and training boys are here just like you.
You know each other.
Yes, ma'am. We knew each other at university. Welcome was in science and I was in archaeology. And just look at us now. No archaeology or science. Looks like the two of us are studying war, I guess. Looks that way. It's good to see you.
Or which incorporates both
That'll
those
be all for
things
now.
eventually.
There's a strategy briefing later today, but you still have time. Time for you to catch up. You'll be spending a lot of time on the post and in Randgrees. They'll be your new home, so get to know them. That'll be all. Report back in time for the briefing. Until then, you're dismissed.
And Faldio looks surprised that we saluted. And now, we have a barracks, a command room, a training field, and R&D facility. Let's begin with the barracks because, well, we don't really need to look here too much. What you do need to know is that we are in command of our tank. The stats are there only if he were to ever be on foot. Also, Alicia is one of our captains, and that's why she's automatically on the force. In addition, we have two more units. Rosie, a shock trooper, and Largo, a lancer. We haven't really seen any of those yet, but basically there are anti-tank units. We'll look more at their stuff later. For now, the command room.
It's good to see you doing the rounds. Welcome.
Welcome, Welkin.
This is the command room. Use it to structure your squad.
Oh then.
You will have access to both drafted and volunteer recruits.
We're going to be stopping in here a few times in our journey.
Now that I think of it, Squad 7 is still short on soldiers, isn't it? I'll explain how this works. This is the master list. The recruits have all been assigned classes based on their talents. I should probably touch on the 5 classes, just so we're clear. First off, you have the scouts. Just like the name suggests, they'll be your eyes.
And also the only units other than the tank that we've used up to this point.
Their best asset is their mobility. They can go out, collect intel, then make it back safely. That, and a keen eye for enemies. A good scout can spot a man in tall grass from 100 yards.
Good to know.
That comes at the price of firepower. Their job is spotting enemies, not taking them out.
That is bull shrimp.
Next up, the shock trooper. They're the ones to break through enemy lines and clean up.
Well then.
They offer excellent offense and defense. As far as combat goes, they're as good as it gets. While they lack any specialized techniques, they also don't have any obvious shortcomings.
Indeed. If trained right, they can basically do anything. But the scouts can also do the same thing. Just not with so many bullets.
Think of them as the least finicky unit in your squad, Lieutenant. After them, we have Lancers, then anti-tank units. They're critical when facing armored targets.
I'm assuming the voice actor was confused when they saw a typo. That's why the then anti-tank units was said. in the way it was.
Their purpose is pretty self-explanatory. In most cases, they're the only way to stop a tank. They're also well shielded from explosives, which conveniently includes tank mortars. Sadly, they're slow and weak to gunfire. Their limited ammo could also be called a drawback.
The only sense in which they're weak to gunfire is that they can't counterfire for obvious reasons. But they're not exactly weak to gunfire in that sense. They just can't counterattack. Because their defenses are actually pretty good.
Changing gears, we have the engineers. They handle supplies and perform combat support. They can restock other units' ammunitions, treat the wounded, even repair tanks on site. They can place sandbags for cover, disarm mines, repair towers, you name it.
They can't place new sandbags in a place that didn't have them before, it's just that they can fix them. And also, you can't, like, build extra towers other than the ones that are around the field.
Very low. Think of them as combat facilitators.
If anything, they're the ones weak to gunfire.
Lastly, we have the snipers. They can shoot down targets from a considerable distance. You won't find better soldiers for marksmanship and range. They can hit targets I can barely see. Sniping rifles also come with scopes that work to augment a sniper's natural eyesight. Drawbacks include low mobility and defense. If the enemy gets them alone, they're done for.
True. True.
That should cover the basics. Go ahead and put a squad together now. There's room for 20, and you can swap units at any time.
Good to know. Now we have dudes. We have Melville. We have Ted. We're getting Ted.
Thank you, hello. I'm Ted Ustinov, and I've got some great new material for you.
There is no debating Ted. There's also no debating Wavy.
Please, call me Wavy. From today onward, we fight together.
Also, we can figure out more scouts later. For now, there is no debating. We're getting hot.
Haynes Salinger, reporting for duty, sir.
There is no debate. We must have him. Also, pick up a vice here.
The name's Vice Engelbard. Let's go kick this war in the teeth.
And I think for kicks, I'll get Ica as well.
Hey there, I'm Ika Thompson. I'll try my best. Sound good, Welkin?
Yes, it does. What do I have currently? Three shocks and 4 scouts. Look up Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex Raymond. I look forward to serving with you, Welkin.
And I'll pick up Salinas.
Salinas Milton, at your service.
Yes, I can. Oh, Jane. Yes, Jane.
The name's Jane Turner. I'll do anything if it means putting holes in IBS.
There's no debating Jane. There's also no debating Jan. Speaking of,
Hey, soldier! I'm Jan Walker. I'll fight with everything I've got.
Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what is of this potential stuff? Well, let's take a look. I'll pick up Walter.
The name's Walter Nash, buddy. Pleasure to be working with you.
We have Oscar and Catherine for snipers, and we have a few engineers here. We don't have any of the ones I like, though, other than Nadine.
Hello, sir. My name is Nadine. I'm sure I'll be coming to you for help.
And I think I'll also pick up Ramsey.
I'm Ramsey Clement. Hey.
Okay. And I'm picking up both snipers.
Hey, I'm Oscar Baylor. Thanks for taking me on board.
You're welcome.
Hello, I'm Catherine O'Hara. I look forward to joining you all.
Yes. She's a pretty good sniper. Oscar, if used right, can also be pretty good. Now, have 3 Lancers, 2 of each of these, it's fine. I've got 6 shocks, meaning that I'm going to want probably look up Melville.
Hey, Welkster, I'm Melville Young. I'll do my best, man.
And I'll pick up Nancy.
I'm Nancy DeFore. It's so good to meet you.
And for kicks, I'll grab 1 more. I'll grab Nils.
I'm Niels. Niels Darden.
Niels.
I'll see you on the
Excuse
field.
me. That'll be it for now, for these people.
Well, feel like you've struck a balance? Come back anytime you'd like to adjust your squad. As time passes, we'll have more recruits to choose from, so keep an eye on that list. Oh, and all the recruits go through training together, so they're all ready for combat. They'll be at the same level as the rest of the team you've taken into the field. You can swap out members without the worry of losing the benefit of their experience. Trust in your own judgment and pick a team you know you can work well with. That should be enough to get you started. You can figure out the rest as you go.
That statement is mostly true. I'll tell you what part of it is false when we get there. But for the most part, yes, that is indeed the case.
Wow. Squad leader's a lot of responsibility. Come to think of it, Faldio's heading up Squad 1, isn't he?
Because he's number 1.
I wonder if he's off sorting through this stuff now, too. I'd better get a move on.
Now, I'll tell you that most of that statement is true here.
Welcome to your worst nightmare. I'm the guy who's gonna whip you lazy blobs into shape. Still, I can't work miracles here. No amount of drilling beats real combat experience. I want you all to go out there, kick some imp tail, and then show me what you learned. I will train that experience into something you can actually use. Level you bums up. But don't go trying to hog all the glory. A squad's a team, and we got no need for stars. You will train as a class and level up by class. Scout level 2, Scout level 3. You get it? When the scouts level up, that means each and every one of them goes up that level. You hear me, maggots? Any of you think he's better than the rest of the team, go home now! All right. Now I'll show you lowlifes how this whole thing actually works. It ain't complicated. First, you go out there and fight. Then divvy up that experience here.
Hence why the experience is listed in the upper right.
Once the experience you cram into a soldier class clears a set amount, it'll level up. Picking which class to level up and when is your job as the squad leader. Now give it a go. Train all you want. I've got all day.
Alright, so the way leveling up works is that cram experience into a class like so. Just hold right. We have enough experience to level everyone up at least once. Now the part that Virat said about everyone leveling up at once, this levels up both the troops that you have and the troops that you have not put on your squad. So, if I were to go in and say,
Good work, maggots. You're one
kick
level
Ramsey
closer to
out
human.
and pick up Herbert or something, Herbert would still be able to.
Looks like that session beat a new potential out of the Lancers. Looks like that session beat a new potential out of the snipers.
Well then. And we have enough experience to level up. Actually, scouts again. And I think it's engineers I want level 3. Not positive though. Let's do it.
You're better than this. Push those limits.
Ta-da!
Good work, maggots. You're one level closer to human. Okay, you've earned clearance for a new order. Put it to good use out there.
Okay, so occasionally we'll level a class in addition to unlocking potentials that people have, which I'll explain more about those in a moment. We also occasionally get orders, which are a thing that Welkin can issue when he's in his tank. And they affect a specific unit, other units, occasionally
That's how
enemy
training by
units.
class works. Now get out there and rack up some experience. Oh, and there's one more thing to add. Sometimes leveling up a unit class will unlock a hidden potential in them. You can think of potentials as the natural abilities your soldiers have inside them. Those abilities will form a big part of your strength in the field, so keep them in mind. Other times, leveling up a class will earn you clearance for a new order. Here, as long as we're talking about it, I'll teach you a classic, a real golden oldie.
He teaches you to dodge.
Orders are special commands you can give out as the squad leader. They can save your tail. It doesn't take a genius to see that leveling up your soldiers is the best way to beef up your squad. The soldiers will get stronger, and you just might unlock new potentials and orders. All that just from me working you sorry bums into the dirt. I just hope you maggots are ready for a real workout the next time I see you here.
Yes. Now, I'll explain the potential thing now before we go to the R&D facility. Because, you need to strap yourself in for the R&D facility. Anyway, so you notice that we have more in the barracks now, because it's people that we chose. Now, gonna look over Welkin here. You see that he has potentials. Basically, they're effects that kick in during battle. And Welkin, occasionally when he's in nature, he will increase all of his abilities, and even when he's like surrounded by like all the enemies or something, he still improves on everything. Now, let's take a look at, say, Ted. You see that the equipment that they have, and alright, so he has a smell allergy. Basically, being near like a tank or something, or being near like a chain link fence or something, will cause his health to decrease. Because there are very few areas in the game that have that sort of thing happen to Ted, it's not a bad flaw. Now these fanciest ones, if you're around a certain group of people, either women or men, he increases accuracy. And because he fancies both, yeah, want him. There's also a mechanic involving dark sins, whether they're close to each other or if there's people that specifically hate dark sins. Be careful about that. Like, you don't want to build a squad full of dark sins and include, say, somebody that I didn't pick, like Rosina or something. And also, yes, I get the reference, before you say something about me not getting it. Now, we're going to the last place. Buckle in.
Welcome to R&D, man. What can I do you for?
I don't like the phrasing of that question, man.
Huh? Wait, I know that insignia. You're Lieutenant Gunther, aren't you?
Oh no.
I knew it! Man, I've heard about you. That evacuation at Brule was just... wow!
He's impressed.
Protecting a tiny life in the middle of all that slaughter? Man!
Ah.
Oh, Lieutenant, you're good people. You get all my respect and then some, bro.
I mean, seriously, cleaning up all that afterbirth in the tank? My god. That must have taken some ragtag cleaning tools or something.
What's going on, Leon? I could hear you from clear across the hangar.
Oh, Casey, check it out! It's Lieutenant Gunther! He's the man, man!
Sorry about him, Lieutenant. He's like this all the time, I'm afraid. But where are my manners? I'm Kreese Cherney. I'm training here as a mechanic.
Good to know.
Oh, and I'm Leon Schmidt. But just call me Leon, bro. I'm your boy.
Your boy goes well. Wait, what?
So, Lieutenant Gunther, what brings you down to R&D today?
Oh, definitely not Pokemon.
We do work here on weapons development, making upgraded weapons and equipment.
And that includes rifles and machine guns. We can even soup up your tank.
Don't fill it with Campbell's, please.
Of course, research expenses aren't cheap.
Why do you think they're called expenses?
With rifles and other firearms, we'll mass-produce new models as they're developed.
Good.
You won't have to worry about making enough for your squad. We'll outfit them.
Just like researching improved technologies in a RTS.
For tanks, you can upgrade the baseline performance of the body itself, or develop optional parts that you can add on to tweak out its specs.
Here's a hint. Do both of those things.
Right. You can choose which optional parts you want in the tank equipment section. Come in anytime and make adjustments based on the needs of the operation at hand.
Yep. Alright, let's develop some weapons. Everybody can get better guns.
All set for you, bro. It's done.
Get used to seeing that all the time. Which is why, generally speaking, when I do get to this part of the game, I'm going to be cutting out most of this. Unless there's interesting conversation happening.
All done.
Like if I'm joined by a guest or something and they have something funny to say.
Here you go, bro. All done.
We can improve grenades, yeah. But we can improve our uniforms already. I'm gonna do that. Alright, nothing here. Let's go to the AOS. Let us improve our body. First, the barrel.
Here you go.
Also, the armor. I'll skip over these for now, because this is more important to me right now.
Here you go, bro. All done.
Now, this is the 4x3 grid that we have currently. Later on, this expands. And now we have a slightly more accurate turret. This is important. And if you want to change your tank specs anytime, this is where you would go, to the Alpha Tank section, where you could like move around parts, get rid of parts that you don't want to use anymore, that sort of thing.
Well, sir, was that helpful? We're working here around the clock to make possible tomorrow what's out of reach today. Come again a little later. We'll do our best to have something useful for you by then.
Generally, you want to come back here after you're done with battles, possibly after you advance chapters sometimes.
Yeah, you better come back soon, bro. I am all fired up to work on stuff for you.
Because there are set times in which these, they get new parts in, and I don't really remember when everything is unlocked, but I do know that certain things are unlocked after you get your classes to a certain level, or after you get to certain parts of the game. I know that the final tank upgrades get unlocked like way later in the game, like possibly like the last mission or something. Anyway, we are through that now. Let's go back to the book. We can go back to the headquarters at any time. Even when our army is technically in a place where we're not in a headquarters. There are 3 more locations in the base, I believe. Anyway, we're going to continue with the... Actually, you know what? I'll continue with the last couple of... with this, at least. Because this is an on-base thing.
Welks,
Oh, good.
there you are. I've been looking for you.
Hey, Ace. How'd your enlistment go? No problems?
I registered as a tank pilot and mechanic. Maintaining and operating the Edelweiss will be my responsibility from now on.
Oh, good.
I think it's nice that we'll all be on the same squad together. I think so too.
So what are you up to now?
The tank's hangar space is just through here. I was just carrying some ragnite fuel back. It's used to power the tank, and also for the turret-mounted cannon rounds.
I guess I'm just more used to seeing it in street lamps and medical compounds.
Seems like everything is ragnite powered these days. That stuff is everywhere.
Oh, no.
Not enough of it for some people, though. It's the source of a lot of conflict.
Yes. Like the war that we're currently in, Isara.
They say the Empire's invading only to get at all the ragnite in Gallian soil.
Goddamn Empire.
Oh, that's right. I had something to give you, Welks.
Speaking of the Empire, I have something to give you. And oh look,
What's this?
it's a gun.
Father's flare gun. It was in the barn, but I thought you might have some use for it.
Oh, it's a flare gun. Okay.
Another hand-me-down.
I gave it a once-over. It might be old, but it's still serviceable.
Enough to light the Empire on fire.
I didn't mean... I just can't believe I'm a tank operator now. Thank you for this, Ace.
I'll do a spot check on the Edelweiss now, to make sure it's ready to go at any time. Alright, we'll get going for now then. See you later.
Alright. And we'll learn more about the first op later. For now, let's save. I'll save in a new slot, just in case something goes wrong. Like, save it here. In case you enjoyed this episode, there'll be actual combat next time. But anyway, in case you enjoyed this episode, regardless of this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.